Hi guys, in this video we're going to be looking into how we can implement selection sort using Goroutines channels and a select statement. So firstly, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be seeing how selection sort actually works. So I've created a selection sort function here, and here I'm going to be running a loop from slice. So we have to pass a slice here of integer, and we will be running our first loop, the outer loop, till less than the length of the slice and I plus plus, and also we're going to be having the second loop which will run from j equals to I plus 1 and all the way till the length of the slice, and let's do j plus plus. Now here I'm going to be creating a minimum and we'll be storing the index of the current iteration, and here inside this loop we'll be checking that if the value at the minimum index is less than the value a value at the current index, that is j, is less than the value at the minimum, and if that's the case, then what we're going to be doing, we're going to be assigning this minimum value equals to j. Now once this inner loop exits, we will make a swap here. So we will be doing SLC of I not equals to SLC of minimum, then we will do swap. SLC of I comma SLC of minimum. Now let's run our selection sort algorithm, and let's just pass the slice here. Next, let's just print it out and let's see if that works for us. Okay, so let's see, I not equals to I think it should be min here and it should be I here. Okay, so now our array is sorted. So next what we're going to be doing, we're going to be making it concurrent now. So let's just see how we're going to be doing. So we will be creating 3 channels for it. Okay. So the first channel would be, we'll just name it send minimum to the inner loop. Okay, so I'm going to be creating a channel of type integer. Now this channel will send the value of I to the inner loop. Okay. Next, we're going to be creating another variable of gen type, and updated value from the inner loop. So what this channel will be doing, this channel will be performing this operation, right? Minimum equals, here we are assigning minimum equals to j, but what it will do, it will, once it exits, right, it will just send the minimum value, the new minimum value which will be created if it's created in the inner loop, and it will be sending to the channel. So make channel of int, and third would be the exit channel. Now exit channel is important to exit from the select statement. Okay, so I'm going to be creating of type struct. Now this empty struct does not take any memory, so it is pretty efficient if you are just using it to create a channel which is just for like exiting from the loop or just for communication purpose, and you are not actually interested in the value. So this is a pretty awesome way to do that. Now let's just create the outer loop function. Now our outer loop will take slice first, the first argument that we have to sort. Next would be the send channel of type int. Third would be the receive channel, which would be receiving values from the inner loop. And fourth would be the exit channel, which would be closing the loop once the process is done. So here I will just type exit the loop by sending value to my exit channel. Now what I will do, I will bring my outer loop here, this particular part, from here to here, and just fix the syntax. Now in here what I'm going to be doing, instead of this statement, I will be utilizing sendChan method, and I will be sending the value of I to it. Now this would be a blocking operation. Okay, this would be a blocking operation, and once the value is not received in the receiving end, this will block the further flow. So no further code here would be executed until unless the receiver has received this value. That's what actually we want. Now let's just define our select statement here. So I'm going to be running an infinite for loop. Also we would be labeling it. Why we are labeling it? Because we want to exit from it as well, right? So we can just call it loop. Okay, and here we're going to be running our select statement, which will be handling the operations of multiple channels in the cases that we decide. So first case would be send minimum to the inner loop, and we will be receiving the value. This channel will receive the value from this outer loop here. So let's just store it here, minimum equals to, okay. Next case, let's just put a break statement. Next case would be the exit channel, and we are not interested in its value, so we will just do it in this way, and here we will just call the break statement and will break from our loop. Now our outer loop and select statement is ready. Next is we're gonna be doing, we will be creating an inner loop as well. Now this inner loop will actually change the value of minimum. So it will be receiving the slice. Also it would be receiving this receive chan, in which it gonna be sending the value. So let's just name it differently. Send to outer loop the min, to outer loop the new min value. Okay, now I'm gonna be copying this code here and we'll be placing here inside. Now it will also be receiving this value of I from the outer loop, that is this one. So we'll just define it as well here. Let's call it minimum of int. Now as this minimum is actually the value of I, so we can name it minimum as such, or better let's just make it I only, or let's call it minimum. That would be much better. And our outer loop would be running from I equals to 0 till length of the slice, and it would be sending this value of I, and our inner loop will run from minimum plus 1 till all the way till length of the slice. And now it looks good, and we will be changing the value of minimum. Now once this process is done, what we're going to be doing, we will send the value of new minimum to the channel. Okay, so we will be sending the value here, the value of min. Okay, so now we are done with the inner loop, and let's just call it here as well. So let's call the inner loop inside my first case, and we will be passing the slice here. Next we would be passing this channel. to send the updated minimum value from here, and last one is the minimum value that we'll be receiving from the outer loop. So that's it, that's all we need to do here. Now we have to define the logic for swap here. Okay, so it's going to be sending the value, then it would be waiting for the inner loop to do the operation, then we will receive the value from the receive chan. So that would be the new minimum value. So if I go with the original selection sort code, this process would be put here. I'm gonna be putting here. Okay. And yeah, that's all. I get that is all for it. Now let's just run this outer loop in a separate Go routine by adding the Go keyword in front of it, and let's just pass the required arguments. So firstly we have to pass the slice, and then we have to pass this channel, which is this one. Then we have to pass the receive channel, receive for the outer loop and send for the inner loop, and then in the end we have to define the exit channel as well. Now let's see if that works for us. Okay, so let me just comment this out. Okay, so now it works as expected in a concurrent way. So we just segregated the logic into their different routines. Our outer loop is running on a separate routine, sending the values, receiving the value through channels, and for every iteration, inner loop will still work in the same way it is working inside the original implementation. So yeah, that's how you can use channels, Go routines and select statement to perform the selection sort. Thank you. Thanks for watching.